I'm Sarah Myerscough, and this is the Insurance Brokers Podcast, where we're talking to the personalities and the businesses that sit behind our industry. If you like what you hear, please hit subscribe on your chosen podcast streaming platform. Good afternoon, Mike. Thank you very much for joining me. Is it the third time on the Insurance Brokers Podcast?
I believe it is. I'm becoming a regular. There you go.
Fabulous. You are, and I always enjoy our conversations. I'm really excited about our conversation today for two reasons. One is I want to learn a little bit about the event we're going to talk about because we are reporting at the event. So we'll be there. So I'm really excited to hear about it. We're talking very specifically about it. And while I continue my cryptic introduction, shall I just hand over to you and you can tell us about the event on the 1st of March that the MGAA are hosting?
Yeah, that's great. It's great to see you again, Sarah. So 1st of March is again for beginning of 2023, the MGAA's one of our flagship events. So it's Meet the MGAA Market. And that brings together our MGAs and the broker community in one place. And this year it's at the Mercure Manchester Piccadilly Hotel, which is only 5 minutes away from Piccadilly Station. So no doubt the audience who I hope will be attending will be very familiar, given that BIBA has been held in Manchester for the last 3 years, I believe. But, you know, the importance of this event cannot be undervalued because from a broker lens, you know, they have the opportunity to clearly engage with MGAs they already work with. Fantastic, but also explore new relationships with MGAs who are basically showcasing, you know, their very wide and diverse sort of specialist product ranges, you know, their service delivery, all the sort of attributes which MGAs, you know, have been doing successfully for many, many years. And given that our membership, the association and its members tend to about 90% deal with the broker community, it's a fantastic opportunity for those key stakeholders to be in the one room, to network, to talk about the market, to talk about, from a broker perspective, their customers' needs, the changing needs. You know, let's look, you know, we've got a challenging economic time. So again, it's an opportunity for brokers to talk about their customers with MGAs in terms of ways they may be able to help their customers navigate sort of, you know, the challenging economic backdrop. But generally, you know, we've held this event, you know, for how many years now, I'm not sure, but it's always a fantastic event in terms of bringing MGA members and the broker community together for the benefit, ultimately, of the end customers.
Absolutely. I'm quite interested because when we were at the Capacity Exchange event last year, a lot of the conversations were about forging new relationships, were about creating maximum benefit from existing relationships because of the challenging market conditions that we're in at the moment. So presumably you must be inundated with you know, interest for this type of event, because I can't imagine there being a better type of event for both brokers and MGAs in the current climate.
No, very true. And you know, the participant numbers, especially from our MGA members who are, you know, keen to exhibit and to meet the broker partners, is growing day by day. You know, this obviously podcast sort of underlines that if you haven't booked your table, then you need to book it now, right? So, and we'll do all the necessary in terms of my executive team. And again, we now have the broker numbers sort of creeping up as well. And again, I'd like to sort of give credit to, you know, Steve White and his team at BIBA who are promoting it, Chris Croft and his team in terms of LIBA and promoting it to London market. So again, as a association community, you know, we come together to promote, you know, this event for the benefit of all members effectively in terms of, you know, delivering a fantastic event for the benefit of the end customer.
Absolutely. I actually had a chat with Steve earlier today, so it's great that BIBA and similar are able to support such an important event. Why Manchester?
Well, this is where our event, the association's event within our calendar, where we like to go around the country. So our annual conference, as you know, we keep that in London. Our capacity exchange is in London as well. And that suits our members and the attendees, because we do take that feedback from our members very sort of seriously. But we do like to sort of become less London centric on this event. Last year it was in Birmingham. This year, as you quite rightly say, it's in Manchester. Previously, we've held it in Bristol. So effectively, it allows, Manchester's a great place. It's a great city. MGAs and brokers love to go to Manchester. So we thought that we would use Manchester as a base, just as a fantastic event, and clearly to signpost for Bieber that if anyone doesn't know how to get to Manchester, then come to our event, and then how to get there for Steve's Bieber event in May.
And you can check out which hotel you particularly like, and
Absolutely,
and things
and
like that.
maybe some of the watering holes as well.
Absolutely. What's the agenda for the day? What can people expect?
Well, effectively, the day is centred around brokers and MGAs networking and having conversations. So, I'll open the event sort of formally, as you'd expect me to do, and then really it's for the MGAA and my executive team to just assist and ensure that the event is running smoothly, and that the time for brokers and MGAs to engage, network, have coffee, have a bit of lunch, etc., is all focused on them in those conversations, and that's the point of the event: bringing brokers and MGAs together to discuss, the needs of the brokers' customers.
And don't forget, they all need to come and have a chat with me, and be interviewed by
They will
me.
flock to talk to you, Sarah. They will flock to talk.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to know why they're there. I want to know what challenges they have at the moment, what they hope to get out of the event. I want to know what they are getting out of the event. I want to know everything about the brokers and the MGAs that attend. So what kind of numbers are you anticipating from your MGAA membership base?
Well, we're now sort of approaching MGA numbers. We're hopeful to break through the 200 MGA barrier probably by the end of February, which is a fantastic milestone for the association. I think we already have somewhere in the region of 50 or 60 already signed up. We'd expect that to rise considerably sort of post this podcast, and obviously the communication program, which we're sort of delivering now in terms of through circulars and reminders from that perspective. And again, from the broker community, if I take a bead from the Birmingham event, we had over 200 brokers sort of registered and came through to that event in Birmingham, and I would expect the same, if not more. So, it's the opportunity. And I know I'm repeating this, but it's a fantastic opportunity for our MGA members. It's part of their membership in terms of this event, to come and showcase sort of their product expertise and their product lines, and then talk to brokers, be it their existing distribution or just as importantly, create new relationships and new distribution. And it's all going to be in one place and all under one roof. What more could you ask for?
It sounds incredible. Is there any kind of structure in terms of speakers, exhibits, networking?
No. So we will have MJs exhibiting. Brokers will be able to. We'll keep the brokers and our MJs fed with coffee, tea, and whatever they need. We will also feed them lunch in terms of at the appropriate time of the day, and the rest of that time really is for them to at their own leisure, is to speak to as many MGAs as they see fit. So again, a fantastic opportunity, and we're not going to corral anyone into a room with me doing a sort of 60-page PowerPoint presentation. This is all time for the most important people in that room, which are our MGAs and the brokers.
The event that we've done with you guys before, there was such a buzz and such an atmosphere in the room. It was the capacity exchange, it was the speed dating, but the people and the conversations and the just the feel of the event was incredible. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it'll be great networking opportunity for me too. So really looking forward to it. And I will definitely be putting you in front of the camera before and after to give me your feedback on how successful the day's been. So the Meet the Market is a flagship event. How's it gone in previous years? How did it go through COVID times?
Well, we did it on a sort of remote basis, effectively during COVID. That was in the first year of my tenure as CEO. I would say it was satisfactory. It doesn't and will never replace the ability to network properly in terms of face-to-face sort of interaction. And again, that sort of post-COVID, I think I was speaking to someone the other day. I think the value of face-to-face networking and events is really now amplified when we couldn't do it as an industry sort of during COVID. And I also think that, the industry is actually supporting these events even more than they did pre-COVID, because they now identify and recognise the value of doing that. So it's one of those things that when you haven't got it, you miss it even more and more. And I think that value has now been cherished in terms of being able to meet people and network in a normal way as much as far more than perhaps it ever was done before from that perspective.
Absolutely.
But so that was what we did sort of during the COVID time. Last year's Birmingham event was again fantastic. Great representation from the association's membership, and again a very, very healthy broker turnout. And again a wide diversity of brokers from different backgrounds. Some specialist brokers in terms of specialist product lines, some general brokers. But again, as you quite alluded to, the buzz which came out of Birmingham, was very much replicated at our capacity exchange in the last quarter last year, and I fully expect that to be replicated on the 1st of March in Manchester.
Amazing. Tell me, and I'll put the details in the show notes. So if you are listening and you do want to attend, check out the show notes. There'll be a link or an email address for you to contact. How does someone go about booking?
Okay, so there will be a link and a register address in the show notes, as you say. You can go directly onto the MGAA website at www.mgaa.co.uk, and you can register from that perspective. Or alternatively, you can contact any of the MGAA executive team, whose details are also included on the website.
Amazing. So this is one of the events that I'm really looking forward to. In 2023, we're starting to build our calendar of events where we're doing the reporting. We've obviously got Bieber. There's a couple of others in there that we're just finalising dates for, but this one I'm super excited about. So we'll be there the night before, and I think Helen mentioned that you might be doing just a low-key couple of drinks the night before if anyone's up there. So definitely, if you haven't booked your ticket, do it now. This is your sign.
Yeah. Do not miss out. That's the key. Do not miss out.
Absolutely. Tell me about the flagship events that the MGAA offer, each of them in turn, and why you should attend.
Okay, so we have a rich calendar of our flagship events, and we've added one at the back end of 2022, which we are repeating in 2023. So in terms of aligning them in date order during a calendar year. So first and foremost, we have our Meet the Market event. The Meet the Market event brings together the MGA community and the broker community. The association's membership, effectively 90% of that deals with broker distribution. And that event, allows, through the MGA lens, to both engage with existing broker relationships for which they enjoy, but also the opportunity to showcase their products and their underwriting expertise to brokers who perhaps may not be aware of that MGA, or effectively, has always been interested in terms of, an MGA which provides that particular product speciality. We're holding that in March, 1st of March, and that will be in Manchester. That is then followed, which is, if you talk about flagship events, and if you have one at the top of the tree, that is our annual conference. And in 2022, our annual conference attracted nearly 900 attendees, and they were drawn from MGA, from insurers, from our valued supplier members, from the regulatory sort of community, and also our friends in other associations. And the atmosphere within our annual conference was absolutely fantastic. And again, this year, as a sign of progress, we've had to move venue in order to give people more space, which I think is a real positive sign for the association and its membership. And effectively, we will be holding the conference in July, and that will be held at Billingsgate in London. And again, as you can imagine, we are already drawing up the content for the day. The content we will ensure is relevant to all the attendees, both in terms keynote speaker and our panel sessions. And naturally, we will have our award ceremony at the end of that day as well. So we're really looking forward again to our annual conference. We then move along to our capacity exchange, which is normally scheduled around September. And it's normally September when people are back to work after the normal sort of school holiday break. And our capacity exchange, again, is centered around our insurer members and, again, our MGAs. And, again, this is the opportunity for, again, through the lens of our insurer members to articulate their risk appetite and the type of product lines and MGAs they wish to have a conversation about partnering with. And again, from an MGA perspective, to again engage with their current insurers who they work with, but also meet new insurers who have appetite to provide capacity in particular product lines. And we've done that on a speed dating basis, which again provides a fantastic buzz and atmosphere in terms of the room, and again has been sort of very, very successful. And just finally, again, in terms of flagship events, at the back end of 2022, we partnered with I Love Claims in terms of a one-day conference, and that was an I Love Claims MGAA claims conference. And claims is has always been a very, very important part of any MGA, a successful MGA, in terms of its relationship with its capacity and traditionally with a third-party administrator. But that's becoming even more and more important in terms of that relationship between the MGA, its capacity partner, and whoever is handling those claims, even if it's actually in-house by the MGA, is becoming more and more increasingly important. And I tend to have found and been quite vocal the fact that I don't think that relationship is as strong, as transparent as it needs to be, especially for the end customer. And that's recognised when I talk to all of our sort of stakeholder members. So, the inaugural sort of I Love Claims MGAA conference last year was very, very successful. We covered a lot of ground in terms of addressing some of the challenges and opportunities within the stakeholders, to the point that, I've agreed with my counterpart at I Love Claims that we will do that again, and that will be held in London. And I'd expect the attendance of that, both from the claims community and the I Love Claims community and the MGA community, to probably exceed 400. There were over 250 people there last year, including exhibitors, and I think that's something we're very, very keen to retain in the calendar as a permanent sort of event, not least because it's another networking event, but just as importantly, it allows us to cover some really important topics around the delivery of excellence in claims.
Amazing. Sounds absolutely fabulous. Mike, I'm really grateful for your time. I'm really looking forward to the first, and I shall see you there.
Yeah, cannot wait. Look forward to it. All the best.
Thanks for listening to the Insurance Brokers podcast. We'd love to hear from you, and don't forget to subscribe on your chosen podcast streaming platform and check us out on YouTube.